Oh no, Notre Dame. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Did you listen to or watch my Friday show? I know many of you did. For those that didn't, allow me to recap. Notre Dame needed to win, or their playoff hopes were basically shot. Well, guess what? They lost. They found a way to lose in heartbreaking, devastating, collapse-esque sort of fashion. Phrase it however you like. But you put up 40 points on your home field and it wasn't enough? What a win for Texas A&M. I will get to them, but Notre Dame's got a problem. Notre Dame does not currently have a ranked team on the schedule. They've lost to Miami by 3 points, Texas A&M by 1 point. The crazy thing is I believe there's a good football team in there for the Irish. I think they're a good team. They're clearly not a great team or they would have found a way to win at least one of these matchups. But you've got Purdue, you've got at Arkansas, Boise State, NC State, USC, Boston College, Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, Stanford. Guess what? Those sound like a bunch of winnable games, but they're not building a resume. And if those teams don't surge, Pitt lost to West Virginia today, lost to Ohio last week. I don't think Pitt's going to get there. Boise State returned to the top 25. I mean, possible, but not incredibly likely. Is Arkansas going to surprise? No, I don't think so. USC is your only hope. And guess what? One ranked win in 10-2, results still need to matter. So no, I don't think Notre Dame should make the playoff unless there is a truly shocking turnaround for several of these teams. Unless USC is a top 10 undefeated team by the time they play Notre Dame and Notre Dame cleans their clock, you're going to have some serious legwork to make up for the fact that you lost your first two games of the year. And with the bye week, we're going into the latter part of September and Notre Dame hasn't won a football game? Yikes. Yikes. This was a late game collapse from the Notre Dame defense. Because not only did you have multiple instances to stop Texas A&M before the 4th and goal. I mean, yikes. Marcus Freeman's a great coach. We saw that last year. He's a defensive guy. This is going to eat away at him. This is going to eat away. By the way, first over-under bet to hit on the year. Notre Dame under 10.5 wins. Hello. My picks did not have a great week this week, but that's okay. We'll bounce back next week. Anyway, what a game for Texas A&M, but what a bad game for Notre Dame. CJ Carr looks good. 293 yards, touchdown, and a pick on 20 of 32. They finally got the ball to Jeremiah Love that myself and Joel Klatt and others were clamoring for going into the game. 23 carries in this one. Well, what do you know? Your best player, one of the best players in all of college football, gets the ball more, and you put up 40 points on an SEC team that also has a defensive head coach and prides itself on that side of the ball, and yet you found a way to lose. Yikes. Just a yikes. A missed extra point? Oof! Of all the ways, ask Brian Kelly, of all the ways to lose a game, they lost to Florida State, I think it was 2 years ago, because of a missed extra point, a blocked extra point, something like that. It was craziness. It was the first game of the year. And for that to be the potential difference between Notre Dame going to the playoff and not, you had them down to a 4th and goal. Not like it was 4th and goal from the 3. It was, I just want to make sure I get the yardage correct here. But it was 4th and goal from the 11. 4th and goal from the 11, and you can't hold at home the crowd behind you. That's the letdown of all letdowns right there, unfortunately. And you know what? You weren't operating with a very big margin, and you have erased it. You've erased it. You need USC to become great. You need someone else like, I don't even know, Syracuse, I guess, or NC State. They better start surging. They better start winning a lot of games. There are just not any quality opportunities here. USC has to become great. So, yeah, season's all but over for Notre Dame. They need an outrageous amount of help, and that's why college football is great from my vantage point, because you have this level of urgency where Notre Dame can't lose 2 games in a row when they have a legitimate chance to win and still go out and be in control of their own destiny to make the playoff. So, yeah, tough times in South Bend. Outright loser vibe for the fan base in Irish country. Is there a higher vibe than Texas A&M this week? I don't know. You know, a question I had about Texas A&M coming into the year? I like Texas A&M. I picked them to win, I think, 9 games coming into the year. Let me double check that real quick. But the question that I and a lot of others had about them entering the season, I had them 9-3, was how much progression can you get from Marcel Reed throwing the ball? Well, we got a pretty big answer in this game. Now, the efficiency wasn't there. Early on, Marcel Reed was throwing the ball all over the field. But when you look up at the end of the day, and he had a 200-yard receiver on Notre Dame's defense on the road, he finished 17 of 37 for 360 yards and 2 touchdowns. Whoa. In South Bend, that's not supposed to happen. Marcel Reed just did that. Texas A&M ran the ball fine. Colin Klein, really good offensive coordinator. His alma mater, Kansas State, could really use him at the moment. But Mario Craver over 200 yards receiving. Casey Concepcion is making an impact. If Texas A&M is going to be able to generate a passing game like that consistently, in the SEC, they have the best passing game in the state of Texas. I'll talk about the Longhorns more tomorrow. Arch Manning, yikes. Just so much yikes. Marcel Reed, on the other hand, I still have questions out there. Like, yes, Texas A&M, you are at the high end of the spectrum. Outright winner this week. Highest of vibes for Texas A&M. Big time road win. Big time road. Doesn't matter how it looks. At this point, you just got to be able to appreciate, hey, they found a way. Yeah, the other team missed an extra point. We took advantage. And so they get a bye before SEC play begins. They take on Auburn at home. And then Mississippi State, Florida at Arkansas. Boy, it's a lot of wins. That looks like it should be a lot of wins for Texas A&M. A lot of you aren't going to be very happy that Texas A&M's finally good. Some of us looked at Mike Elko and said, hey, he's at a place that now has the resources in which you're able to go out and win. You should be good. Oh, look, Texas A&M's good. At LSU, at Missouri, South Carolina, Samford, and at Texas. There could be a lot of wins for Texas A&M. It's early. It's early. I do think Marcel Reed has to figure out how he can be more efficient as a passer. 17 to 37. I don't know how often you're going to create that many chunk explosive plays. I mean, barring injury, it's not like Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion are going anywhere. But this is a significant step forward. I mean, to make that play, to have all of those moments, and still, of course, we can't forget that Marcel Reed is an excellent runner and came up with some big scrambles. So I love this for Texas A&M. You can't not love it if you're an Aggies fan. You got to feel great. And you know what? You got a very winnable slate of games coming up. It's one at a time, but you get to carry this into the bye week. High vibes in College Station.